Hey, this is Melody, your East Tennessee real estate resource. And hopefully you watched last week's video about I recently celebrated 5 years, my 5 year anniversary of real estate here in East Tennessee. And so I made a video last week about the five important things that I've learned in the 5 years of real estate here, but with a focus on a buyer's perspective. And so today I want to take some time to do that same thing. What are the five most important facts that I've learned in real estate here in East Tennessee? But I want to look at it through a seller's lens. Stay tuned. Sellers, I love you. I think you're amazing. First of all, let's start off with that. Second of all, when you hire a real estate agent, the very first thing I want you to remember, and this is the first important thing, is you have got to trust them. You have got, when you sign that listing paperwork, you are hiring that agent that's saying, okay, I'm placing my trust in you. Okay. Now, me, when I take that very seriously, when you put your trust in me, I am going to do everything within my power to get your home sold. I am. I can honestly sleep at night saying I'm doing everything I know to do. However, I've been hearing this a lot. When I go and I give a market analysis and say, okay, I think your home, based on what I've seen, based on market trends, is worth blah 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 dollars, right? And then you come back and you say, oh, but my neighbor just sold his house for blah 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 dollars, and my house is in better shape than his. That's first of all your opinion. That's your opinion that your house is better than theirs. And second of all, a lot of times as a seller, you will put emotional attachment into your home. Oh, I raised my kids here, or oh, I've done this here, or oh, I've done this. A buyer really doesn't care. They don't care about that emotional attachment. They are looking at this as their future home. And so when your listing agent tells you, I think your home is worth blah, blah, blah dollars, and you say, oh, I think my house is worth blah, 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 blah dollars, your agent is then going to say, okay, here's my market analysis. Here's the homes that I found, usually within a 10-mile radius, give or take, with a similar square footage and a similar year bill as possible. This is the data that I found. And friends, sometimes you don't want to hear that. If you're a seller, you don't want to hear that because you've got this number in your mind. And maybe you did some searches on the internet, and maybe there was one company who said your house was worth a whole bunch more than this, and another company said, "Oh, your house is a whole bunch more than that." You have to remember those companies have not been inside your house. They don't know the conditions of the neighborhood. They don't know what's around your neighborhood. They don't know if it's near business, if it's out in rural. And so that's why you need a local real estate agent who does know all of that, who can give you the best estimate possible on what your price should be. Now, when it comes down to it, you are the captain. We are the navigators. I'm the navigator. You're the captain. But I'm going to lead you in the right direction if you choose to listen. So listen to your real estate agent. Do not price your home so high that it's not getting showings. You got to get people in there before they're going to put an offer. Okay. Number two, oh my goodness sakes alive. So if you're going to sell your house, you need to sell it. That means you need to put away personal belongings. There should not be a whole lot of stuff reflecting you and your personality. You could go ahead and pack those up, put them in a box. Yes, they're important to you. Yes, your house is still lived in, but you are literally trying to showcase your home to a future buyer. And friends, do not put all of the little air fresheners everywhere because number one, a lot of people are very sensitive to smells. And so if your house stinks for some reason, and I hate to be mean that way, but fix the smell. If you smoke, then maybe have your ducts cleaned or have the carpet taken out. If you have whole bunch of pets, maybe, you know, start trying to clean that up and maybe, put them at a pet sitter or something for a little while. But don't just not take care of it and put these little air fresheners everywhere because 9 times out of 10, the buyer is gonna pick up on that. They're gonna say, and I know that I've been in houses before and the buyers will say, "They're trying to hide something. That's why they have all the smells here." Whatever the issue is with your home, deal with it. That should be number 2, actually. Deal with any major things with your home before you put it on the market, because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out in inspection. It could come out in appraisal. It's gonna come out. Deal with it first. Deal with it first. Buyers do not want to buy a house and then have to deal with something major. They don't want to do that. So you deal with it, then put it on the market. Usually the transaction will be a lot more smoother. Third thing, get your personal things put away. That shows, first of all, if you got your personal things out of the way, it kind of opens up every single room. It allows the future buyer to see kind of how their furniture could fit into this home, where their belongings would go. It would make it look more spacious as well. So, number 2, deal with any major problems, especially smells. Oh, deal with the smells. And number 3 is go ahead, pack up some of your personal things, put them up. It will help showcase the home better, and it will allow the future buyer to see how their things would look. Number 4, if you are a seller, the more documentation that you can provide to a buyer is wonderful. I currently have some buyers under contract for a home, and this seller has a folder. He has a folder of the survey. He has a folder of every single booklet for every appliance in the house. He has got all the keys laid out for different little like the outdoor building and things of that nature. So the more detailed that you can show a future buyer, okay, I've taken care of this house. I've done this, this, and this. I've got this, this, and this. That is also very helpful to a future buyer. They know that you've taken care of the house. If you're willing to go to this extra effort to show all of this stuff that you have, that you know about the house over the years, even if it's, I had one the other day we went through as a buyer, and they even had pictures. They had gotten some parts of or they had gotten the roof replaced. So they had a picture of the old roof and they had a picture of the new roof. And so it was just a simple little image. But man, it gave a lot of information to my buyer client who was like, oh, well, because they can see that the roof was recently replaced, but to see the picture difference, people think in pictures. And so if you can show a picture, you can have a manual, if you can have something, that definitely helps sell your house. So that would be number 4. And number 5, oh man, I'm going to step on some toes here. This kind of relates back to number 1, but it's number 5. A lot of times I will hear sellers say, I'm going to set the price as such and such. And if a buyer's interested, they can just put down what they think it's worth and we'll go from there. Or they'll say, well, if they think the price is too high, they should just make an offer. Friends, it's not how buyers think. If they think the price is too high, they're not even going to, most of the times, they're not even going to bother writing an offer. It's not like a yard sale where, if you've got 50 items out and it's noon and you're ready to be done and you start marking everything half price. That's not usually how home sales are going to go. So that's why it's important to really listen and trust your real estate agent when they're giving you the data, they're giving you comparables of homes that are on the street or in the neighborhood or in the area that's very, very similar to yours. Look at that data, discuss it with your agent, come to a common meeting ground because if you start too high, yes, you can always lower the price, but that's going to put more days on the market. And then the more days on the market, people aren't going to look at those as much because they're going to think something's wrong with it. A lot of times it's just the price. So don't have this mentality where I'll price it at this and they can always make an offer at this. Usually doesn't work that way. A lot of buyers now, when they see that listing price, that's kinda usually determining if they're gonna see it and if they're willing to go as far as to put an offer on. So I hope that has been helpful. Please like this video, share it with others, comment, let me know if there's a topic that you would like to see me make a video on. And of course, if you are interested in selling or buying real estate here in East Tennessee, I would love to help you. Please contact me, email me, text me. I would love to talk with you. Until next time.